Shabbat Shalom. Can we imagine that God makes mistakes? Can we imagine that God acknowledges that God made a mistake and tries to correct it to the best of God's ability? By the way, not a good correction. The rabbis will need to come and later on make a correction to the divine corrections. In the past, we read about God regretting things that God has done. God regrets creating humanity. God is sad because of the state of the world that God itself created. But in our Torah portion, God realizes that God has done a mistake, and God is trying to correct that mistake. There is a huge Torah here, a great teaching here. As human beings, we can only get better. We can only repair who we are and what we ought to be when we realize that we fail. We must realize that as individuals and also as a people, also as Israel, we can fail. And only when we realize that we will fail morally and actually, only then we can get better. God thinks at the beginning that God created a wonderful world. But then God understands that that is not the situation. Only when we realize that we will always morally fail, we can avoid being morally mediocre. Shabbat Shalom.